All right, here we are with the first episode of Full Savage 001. My name is Nik Max.
And I'm Max Gold.
There we go. Nailed it. And this is what we're doing. So Max and I have been consulting kind of for, with, and around TIPN, which is token incentivized physical infrastructure networks, also known as blockchain and meatspace, also known as proof of physical work, also known as, what's the other one, Max, you're telling me today?
There was EdgeFi,
EdgeFi.
DeFi with a PH.
Yep.
I think DPIN. There's a lot of them out there.
Whatever it is, at this intersection, so these projects are Helium, Pollen, GeoNet, Anode React, HiveMapper, SpecC, Demo, WeatherXM, all of those different projects is we're either helping those projects directly or we're working in those projects for ourselves and trying to understand their incentives. We started working together doing some consulting, and Max will tell you a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I mean, Nick and I have a ton of experience building out. We started each with Helium about 2 years ago now. And we've been trying to figure out how to best earn, at least I have, built up a fairly large fleet of Helium hotspots, and now we've taken what we've learned and how to best earn and bringing that to some of the founders of some of these newer projects to kind of share our expertise and experience and show them kind of what went wrong, what went right, and how to best create a new incentive model for their given projects.
Yeah. And what we've noticed is that with all these projects, the founders typically have a deep understanding, deep technical expertise in their space, but don't always have the same exposure, expertise, and experience in the TIPN space that Max and I have. So that's what we come in and help them do. And that's what we're excited to help you with today. And with this series is to give you a framework for understanding all of the different networks in this space. So whether you're looking at Helium or Pollen or Demo or HiveMapper or Anode React or SpecC or GeoNet or whatever it is say, okay, here's how to look at and understand this space.
So Nick, what do you look for in a project?
The first thing that I look for is just their storytelling. Like, can I understand the project? Does it make sense to me? The second thing I look for is like, how is their marketing and their transparency? Are they doing a good job? How are they presenting the whole story? And then how transparent is it? How deeply can I dig in it and find out what's going on? And is there kind of a firewall of information where there's something happening in a magic black box behind it? If there is, I'm not as psyched on it. And then the last thing I look for is community. Like, what does a community look like? Not necessarily how big is their Discord, but how fired up are the people who are in the community? How excited are they? And then how much of that is kind of, marketing BS and how much of that is actually people who are really excited to be part of a network. We look at really different things though, Max. What do you look for when you're finding these things?
Well, I mean, I think everything you just said is kind of the first checkbox, but to me, it's always about what is the token worth? And then also on top of that, like, what is my cost of mining that token? And then if you have a spot price that's above that mining of token value, then to me, it's like, all right, I'm going to get into this and I'm going to start learning more. Because if you're always earning more value than what you're putting in terms of a dollar and time perspective, then you're always going to win, right? Like, you never want to be in a situation where you buy something and you have to hope that it goes up. It's obviously nice, but you can't run a business that way.
Right. So a lot of what you've been doing, which has always been awesome and impressive to me, is that you really dive into the numbers and figure things out from the get-go. I've been the guy that you're like, hey, don't be like that guy, or just like buy it and hope it goes up, or do the thing and hope it goes up, or in a very different way, just do the thing and see what you can learn. And I think between your understanding and perspective and mine, we've been really successful helping the clients that we have. And also that's what we wanted to do here is help folks with this. So the way that we think about this as we kind of come into wrapping this up here is that if Max can't figure out kind of on the incentive side what makes people want to buy things, and I can't figure out how to explain it to someone else, the project probably needs a lot of work. That doesn't mean don't invest in it, but it just means that if between the two of us we can't sort it out, we're really bears lots of further investigation.
Right, and yeah, I think what we really want to do is we want to teach people how to understand the incentives across these ecosystems, especially the very new ones. They're very easy to come up with ways to reduce your costs and thereby increase your cost per token mined, increasing the amount of money you make. Whether or not in the very beginning that is perfectly aligned with what's best for the network, I don't think that matters. And then another thing I like to look at is kind of where will that project go once it realizes that people have figured out, like, okay, you can do these things that'll help you earn that maybe isn't so much better for the network, but kind of showing both you guys at home at how to earn more, and then also the projects like, hey, look, here are these glaring holes. Like that's really what we're hoping to accomplish here.
Yeah, yeah, totally helping everyone. All right, I think that's a good wrap up for the first episode. Rock on, dude.